You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, good Monday morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Monday, November 25th, episode 3569, brought to you by WERM Flooring. Good morning, horse people.
I have good news and bad news for you on this Monday morning. First, the bad. It's Monday. But the good news is really good. Jamie and Glenn are here to guide you through another week filled with horse talk and a whole lot of fun. Welcome to Horses in the Morning.
That's right. Thank you for being here on this Thanksgiving Monday morning. We have Auditor Kelly with us. She's going to talk about her new horse, Kora, and you can commission her for custom art for the holidays. She's quite an artist. And Justine of Heels Down Happy Hour stops by to share the details about their virtual trunk show that's happening tomorrow. And also, we have some equestrian first world problems. And we'll hang around for an Auditor Post show. Don't know what we're going to talk about there yet, but, you know, we'll talk about something. Did you see the Jay Leno story from the end of last week?
I did not.
So Jay Leno, when I, was doing stand-up when I was younger, and before he even had the Tonight Show, and I just love Jay Leno. I just think he was one of the classiest guys and one of the most honest, Hollywood people. And I saw an interview with him last couple of weeks ago that he said he only spent his stand-up money, his stand-up comedy money. The Tonight Show money he saved. He put in the bank and never spent any of it. To this day, he has never spent any of that Tonight Show money. Apparently, that's just sitting there, which has got to be a pile because he was on the Tonight Show forever. But he's still doing stand-up.
He didn't put it into cars or anything?
His cars was all his stand-up money.
Okay.
So apparently, he's always been frugal, I guess, except for his cars. But he was staying at a hotel outside of Pittsburgh because he still does stand-up comedy at these clubs all across the country. He's 74 years old. He had an evening show. He was at a hotel that was located at the top of a hill. And he didn't have a car, apparently, and he wanted to go to a nearby restaurant that was about 1.5 miles away. Well, he would have had to walk around 1.5 miles to get to the restaurant, but there was this hill out behind the hotel that was a more direct route down the hill.
No.
So 74-year-old Jay Leno didn't get an Uber because, that would cost a couple bucks, right? So he takes and heads down this hill. Apparently it was steeper than he thought. He fell 60 to 70 feet down the hill. He hit the side of his face on a rock and whacked his eye to the point where his eye was completely shut. The side of his face, I saw pictures of him. The side of his face, the whole face was completely black and blue. Apparently his whole side was completely black and blue. But because Jay Leno is Jay Leno, they said, "Did you go to the doctor?" And he said, "Well, no, I went and did the show first." So he went and did the show, flew home to L.A., and then went to the hospital.
And had a broken wrist or something.
And had a broken wrist also, yes.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to say. First of all, what is he doing with that pile of money?
Just sitting there, apparently. I don't know what he does with it, but it's just sitting there.
They always say that the rich stay rich because they don't make bad money expenses.
They also don't spend it.
They don't spend it. And so calling an Uber to get to a restaurant would have been absolutely insane. You know what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
In most situations, I would say, what are you doing? You're marching towards death. You should just call an Uber and spend your damn money. But in this case, he's rolling down a hill towards death.
And remember, 2 years ago in 22, his steam engine car blew up and burnt his face. He was in the hospital for a long time. His poor face is taking a beating.
That's at least living, where you're in a steam car and you're going for it. All this, you're literally being too cheap to call an Uber or have somebody drive you to. You're Jay freaking Leno. If you went to the doorman, you were like, "Hey, I'd like to get to that restaurant." "Yes, sir. I'll put you in my own car and drive you there." What?
But then not to go to the doctor, to actually go to the show with a broken wrist and a smashed up face and eyeball, which must have looked great at the show.
How uncomfortable were the people in the audience?
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was uncomfortable when I looked at the pictures.
But I will tell you that as a horse girl, like, that doesn't really surprise me. He just went and like literally talked on a stage in pain. We actually will get back on a horse and gallop through a field in pain. So that part was not the part that amazed me.
And then you'll go to the doctor the day later too. You'll wait a day.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
But Jay Leno, God, order an Uber. He probably has a flip phone.
Why does he not have a staff?
He never has, apparently. He never has. And he's still
saving all that money for my funeral, apparently.
Yes. Anyway, that's Jay Leno's story. Daily Winnie time. Well, it's Auditor birthday time. It's this particular day every year I dread the most because Becky has a birthday. And Becky has the hardest to say last name I've ever seen. Do you have any clue how to say that one?
Duos Borgazas.
I looked up, a lot of times I go to pronounce.com. It doesn't even have Borgazas in there, if that's how you say it. It's not even in there.
Borgazas.
Dev,
I don't know. Becky. Yes. And then she has like a name like Becky as a first name. I love it.
And her first part of her last name is spelled Duoos, which I've never heard of either. Duos Borgoshas. That's what it is, obviously. Duh. I mean. And Chris Reykjavik, whose name we can't pronounce. Happy birthday to both of you. Also, we have a brand new auditor, Diana Murphy. Welcome.
Now, I would like to interject and remind everybody that if Glenn mispronounces your name, it is a badge of honor because he mispronounces pretty much everybody's. And he still misspells my name after 14 years. So that's a whole other thing.
In my defense, it's because we have a Jamie and we have a Jaime. Which I should have never hired the second one because it was too close.
Who was hired first?
You were, but it still get it wrong every time.
So then mine should be the default. My spelling.
Glad I control the sound.
Just like, I'm just not going to address it. I'm going to keep going. Well, anyway, my daily Winnie goes out to Horse and Hound, Nelda. She played a cruel trick on me, Glenn. I don't know if you saw, but if you go to Flyover Farm Facebook page, I got 2 new horses in yesterday for training. One named Okie Tough and one named Salmonator. And Salmonator is 2 and Okie Tough is 3. How do I know that? Because I looked them up on Equibase. So I get these 2 horses in for training. They come in, the shipper unloads them into the arena, and they both go out in the arena and they're trotting around. I want you to take a look at that video if you can find it, because they are both bay thoroughbreds with a tiny little star. But to add cruelty to it, she put them in matching identical green halters. I'm like, what the? Who's who? I can't even tell them apart. I had to actually catch them and age them with their teeth to see who had their baby teeth and who had their 2-year-old teeth and who had their 3-year-old teeth. They're absolutely identical, both wearing the same halter and both available for adoption. As soon as I figure out who's who, it's going to be great.
Should we have a plan for somebody's training that day, get through it and go, damn it. Wrong one.
Well, Ginger's here. And she's like, well, that one's got like a little white on a back leg. And I was like, cool. Which one is it? I don't know.
It's like having identical twins in for training.
It's like, having identical twins, but no indication on like, because what usually happens is like, Okie Tough has the blue halter and Salmonator has the black halter, like something like that. Nope. Identical green halters on identical bay thoroughbreds.
Which one's which?
She said her message was, because I was like, what am I doing? She was like, I was like, they look the same. It's like a cruel joke. And she goes, her response back to me was, I like to keep you on your toes.
You can guess.
Again, one's 2 and one's 3. So I'm going to age them and I'm going to put like a little piece of duct tape on their halter, write their name on it.
Somebody needs a red ribbon.
I know, right?
That's how we do our luggage. I always put red ribbon on it. That makes it so much easier to find at the airport.
You know what's really funny now is everybody puts a red ribbon on their luggage.
It started happening. That's true. That did start happening. Now I need a different color.
Yep.
Hey, a reminder, anyone can sign up to win the $4,000 in prizes for Radiothon this Sunday. You just go to holidayradiothon.com, and there's a little link right there to sign up. It's free. It's easy. It doesn't cost you anything, and you'll be eligible for any of the $4,000 of prizes. You don't need to be there to win either. And we'll be doing listener trivia all day as well, so every hour we'll be asking 2 listener trivia questions. And if you get it correct, if you're the first one to get it correct, I have ornaments that I bought. I bought 12 ornaments, so we're going to be doing 2 every hour. And the ornaments with this year's artwork from Jessica Troop on it. So I think you'll enjoy that. So we're going to be doing
are they
that.
like horse questions, movie questions, horse radio network questions, horses in the morning questions?
They're Ashley questions, which means they could be anything holiday or horse, I think.
Lord.
And then this year, I did want to say for the auditors, we will not be able to broadcast into the auditor room like we have in the past because Facebook has eliminated that option for us now. So we're not able to do that. So you're going to have to watch on YouTube, but that's where we're recommending everybody go. The Horse Radio Network YouTube channel under the live button.
I didn't even know we had one of those.
Yes, we do. And
I'm going to start spamming that thing. Oh, I can't wait.
What's nice about that is you can comment under there and we'll see the comments. Sometimes in Facebook, we didn't see who wrote the comments, but everybody will be able to chat in one place. So we highly recommend going to the YouTube channel. We will have it on a couple of the websites, Horses in the Morning and Horse Radio Network on Facebook, but we still recommend a YouTube channel. That way you can all chat in the same place. And Jennifer will be in there moderating and making sure that you all are being good. So I just want to know her.
Hey, do we have a post show today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what we're going to talk about in the post show?
No idea.
Okay. Well, I got something.
Okay. All right.
I got to play troll. So I'm going to read to you.
WERM Flooring now does trailer roofs. Did you get your floor yet?
They come next week, apparently, I believe. So, yes, remember, WERM Flooring coming in my barn aisle. Yay!
Well, they also do trailer roofs. Leaky roofs are a very common problem in horse trailers and RVs, especially RVs. WERM Flooring does a silicone-based coating that creates a barrier against heat and wet on your roof. It seals the roof to stop leaks before they start because trailer roofs and RV roofs are notorious for leaking after about 3 years in the sun. Second, it reflects back nearly 90% of the UV rays, keeping your trailer up to 60 degrees cooler on a blistering day. So ditch the duct tape and buckets. Invest in long-lasting peace of mind with Seal and Chill. It's applied by pros for a flawless finish, and it's only $7.50 per square foot. I want to get that done on ours. That's a steal for cooler, drier, happier trailer or RV, which means happier horses and people. Head on over to wormflooring.com to find a dealer near you. Coming up first today, we have Auditor Kelly Moore. She has a brand new horse. We love highlighting our auditors' new horses. And she also is an artist, and she can do commission art for you for the holidays. And she does amazing work. So let's talk to her about both of those.
Well, I would like to welcome to the show our auditor and listener, Kelly Moore. Kelly, hey, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us. Where in the world are you?
The very southeast corner of Michigan.
Are you getting any snow yet?
Little drips over the weekend, I think, and that was it.
Oh, man, that's exciting. So I guess the question is, you've got a brand new horse. The most important question is, do you have a covered arena to ride in, honey?
Oh, heck no. Are you kidding? I'm on that list. I'm waiting for you. I just listened to that podcast this morning.
That's
you're
right.
going to give away the covered arena. So, yeah, put me on the list.
Yeah, you're on the list. As soon as I win that lottery, we're all covered arenas for everybody. I'm telling you. So tell us
Much
about
needed.
your big, beautiful new black and white mare.
Well, she'll be 4 around Easter time. She's not registered, but she's a Belgian Tennessee Walker cross, which is odd. You can't really tell, but the lady that had bred her wanted to breed a nice big gaited horse for her husband, and she's neither. So
you're lucky Jennifer doesn't live in Michigan. She would have bid you up on this horse.
Well, she's not gated though.
Oh, she's not?
No, that's why I bought her, because she's not gated. And she's not huge. She's only like 15.2, so she's not giant. You know, I'm finding that as I get older, it's a farther drop.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. As you get older, the ground gets further away.
It does.
So has you been started under saddle, or are you doing everything?
I'm going to do everything, although she has had, she's staring at me right now. She's had the saddle on and been worked in a round pen. So she's had the beginnings of things. So I'm not, at least she understands that the girth isn't going to eat her alive. That part's over. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll be the first one on her back, most likely. My husband said, I thought you said no more young horses, but I was like, just one more.
Always one more.
I love that you're like, I can't have big horses. I'm too old. So I'm going to get a 4-year-old to back it myself for the first time.
That's easier.
What could possibly go wrong?
I do better that way. I just have found that I do better instead of trying, especially after the last one that's here, I do better just knowing what their history is and teaching it to them than trying to fish through the mess that's in their head already and unfix
Jamie knows nothing about that.
No, that never
I'm telling you,
happens.
if you were closer, I'd send you mine, but that's the haul.
Yeah, well, I think I do also find it very fun to do everything. Like I have Miles, my Andalusian, I got him at a yearling, and he is the best horse because he has never been lied to. He's always had a good day, aside from the castration thing.
Well, you know what I found out, and I did not know this. You probably know this already, but when they gelded our Belgian colt, she said that the medicine that they put in is like a brain blocker, so they don't have the memory of anything. So I never knew that. So, but it makes sense because otherwise they'd hate the vet, right? Every time they saw the vet.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when we go in for surgery ourselves, we don't remember the surgery. So, I mean, it's sedative. So, yeah, knocks them out. Ketamine is a good thing in small doses for your horses.
Your horses.
So, exactly. What are you planning to do with her? And what's her name?
Her name is Kora with a K. And I like to do mainly dressage, but I also like to try everything. So I like a horse that's up game for anything. But, the basics would be the dressage, but I really want to try to drive, even though I've done it before, but I want to do like the dressage driving, not the hitch drive, with the jack their head up driving. I want to try that, not dressage type,
not the like our other listener brave enough to like go gallop around cones and those things. You like that?
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to try that.
But you people are crazy.
Well, it's gonna have to go in like small, short increments. But like my husband drives the draft horses, and I get bored because it's like pleasure class. Walk, trot, turn around, walk, trot, line up, back up.
How cool you have a husband who participates in horse stuff, even though it's boring. My husband golfs, and that's way more boring. In horses, it takes years and years of hard work and sweat equity to get good at what you are doing. But in art, I feel like you're either kind of born with it and that natural talent, which, oh my gosh, I think you have. I am looking at some of the pencil drawings of horses that you've done. Tell us, everybody, about your art, Kelly.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's something I've kind of played with like many artists, doodle when you're in the high school thing, but the addiction to do it and I just have to do it started about 10 years ago. And it is like the horse stuff. It's constant learning and constant practice, actually, but I love it. And with doing the horses, what I found is incredible that when I draw, I can feel the muscles. I can feel that braid. I did a sculpture in a class once, and I did a horse head, of course, but it was amazing. I blew my own mind, actually, because just forming the face from underneath of the sculpture was incredible. But it is really neat to see the animal come to life on a page. When the few commissions I've done, it's been really cool I do ask for a lot of photos and input to try to get the character of the animal on the page, because as animal lovers, we know that is a huge part of the animal that we love is their personality.
We've had 100 artists on this show over the years, and every one of them says the horse is the hardest thing to paint or draw. And you do both amazingly well.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's true. They said the horse is the hardest thing to do. And
I think it's because all of us know what they look like, and all of us pick up on those flaws or those pieces. But I'm looking at this drawing that you did, and you're not even finished with it. And just the shading and the expression in the eye is so fantastic. So you draw, you paint, you sculpt, you do all of it?
Well, the sculpting was I've tried it. I've kind of dabbled a little bit just to see what I like the best and don't like the best. But I do, like 5 mediums I kind of stick with now. So the colored pencil, the graphite, and then acrylic, watercolor, and oils. And oils are tricky, but I find that I get lost in the blending, and that's probably why I enjoy the graphite and the colored pencil so much, because it is just layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and then blend and layer and blend and layer. So it takes a lot of time. It's similar to dressage in my head, because you have to have a base to start with. So you can't continue in dressage unless you have the proper basics. And the art is the exact same way. You have to be able to draw to be able to do anything else. And so what? Sorry, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, it is just, the basics is drawing, and just like the basics in dressage, it's steady, rhythmic circles, bending.
Well, then I would say
lines.
you're at Grand Prix level.
Yeah, right. He's a Grand Prix artist. So Kelly,
I've
if
always
people
wanted
want
to be a Grand Prix rider.
Yeah, there you go. You're halfway there. You've got 1 out of 2. So if you wanted to go and see some of your art and talk to you about maybe doing a commission, how can they get a hold of you?
I don't put my phone number out there, but I am on Facebook as More Art, and then on Instagram as More Equine Art. But I'm usually super good about answering right away if anybody has a question. My job is pretty lenient. So if I don't answer, I'm either riding, which I will not carry my phone when I ride, or I'm at work, and I usually can't take my phone in that barn. But otherwise, I'm really good about answering. Customer service has been drilled in my head so much that I really try to strive for making people happy if I do a piece of work for them.
All right. Well, it's More Art, Moore Art on Facebook. Correct. And I'm looking at it. And everybody can go check that out, follow, and get in touch with you from there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Kelly. We appreciate you joining us. Talk to you soon.
Well, thank you.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes, you too. Eat lots.
And congratulations. She undersells herself a little bit. Her art is amazing.
It's so good.
I mean, the drawing neither of us could do that in 1,000 years of practice. I love how she said she feels it when she does it. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is cool.
And that's, I think, the talent that you have to have is you have to get just completely immersed in what you're doing and what you're trying to bring out of the page, and obviously have an education of what does what. But I'm sorry. I love that people do that. I could never sit still that long. No. Like that.
This is hours and hours and hours. You and I don't have that.
My God. No. Confidently address your horse's unique weight needs and help optimize their overall well-being with research-proven Purina animal nutrition feeds. Designed by passionate equine nutritionists, partner with Purina to nourish your horse to their optimal body condition. Explore weight management resources for your horse today at purinamills.com/feed-finder.
Well, coming up next, we have Justine from Heels Down Happy Hour podcast here on the Horse Radio Network. They have an event coming up she's going to tell us all about.
More shopping!
Well, hey, Justine, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Hi, it's always great to chat with my 2 favorite horsey people. How are you guys?
Good.
Hi.
So, Jamie, you know how at the end of the election, we were all excited that it was over? There is nobody happier in the world than Justine that election was over, because she works as an editor of a newspaper. So
I'm sure it's going to be just easy peasy from now on. Nothing will happen.
Yes.
You'll just be coasting along.
Yeah, as I wipe the sweat from my brow, right? Oh boy! But at least this first hurdle is over, right? So I'm in that period where I'm taking a moment to have a breath before it all ramps back up.
So Justine, Heels Down Happy Hour still going strong.
Still going strong. 7 years in, isn't it wild?
It is 7 years.
Yeah.
God, we had you on when you started.
I know. You know how I keep track is Jess Payne's first baby, Hudson, is now 7 years old, and she was pregnant. We announced that she was pregnant with him. Like, he's going to be 8 next year. It's just crazy.
Wow. Well,
who would do a podcast while pregnant? That's super weird.
I know, right? Somehow we talked her into doing it. Yeah.
I think we've had 4 or 5 now that have done
I know. All of us just make babies and talk about, horses sitting here uncomfortable.
Yep. Exactly.
So Justine, Heels Down Happy Hours once a month still, right?
It is.
Okay, and they can find it at Heels Down Happy Hour. If you guys haven't checked out Heels Down Happy Hour, it is truly a lot of fun.
So fun.
The three of them have a great time, and it's the name gives away kind of the feel of the show. And you cover some serious topics at times, and then, you do a drink every show. So, there's cocktails every show. So it's a little bit of everything, kind of a variety. We're the morning show, they're the evening show. So
there you go.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. But you guys do a special event. It's happening tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. I can't believe it. Well, I just can't believe it's already almost Thanksgiving. Holy cow. But tomorrow we are hosting our Heels Down Holiday Gift Guide virtual trunk show. And if you're a fan of the show, you may have heard it or even attended one of these in the past. They were kind of an invention that came out of the pandemic when we all couldn't see our friends in person. We started hosting these Zoom happy hours for fans of the show where we all at least got together virtually, right? And you could bring your own cocktail, we'd chit chat. Sometimes we'd have special guests of various riders. And then sometimes we made it a shopping event. And we've had a lot of fun doing those over the years. So we decided to bring it back this year for the holidays. So tomorrow starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, anyone who wants to come is welcome to sign on to our Zoom link. We'll share it with you guys. It's totally free to attend. And for a couple hours, you'll get to sip some cocktails with me, with Ellie, with Jess, all the hosts of Heels Down Happy Hour. And spoiler alert, we're making Doug Payne come on and have a cocktail with us. So you'll get to chat with Doug. Yeah. And we always force him to play Rose and Thorn, which is a game we always end our show with. So if you're not familiar with Rose and Thorn, this would be actually a really funny time to experience it for the first time, because we always make Doug play and he kind of begroans his way through it, but is a good sport.
So, one of my favorite parts of the show.
So we'll do all that fun Heels Down Happy Hour stuff, but you will also get to see and hear from our brand partners from our holiday gift guide and see all of their great offerings for the Christmas season up close. So if you've been waiting to splurge on a fancy saddle pad, if you're looking to learn more about some supplements or perfect polo wraps, or looking for a new belt to add to your riding wardrobe or new sun shirts, we've got a really great collection. Basically, all these brands are going to give a really quick elevator pitch, what they do, why they're passionate about what they make. And then as listeners, you get to sip your cocktail, listen to them, then you can ask questions. And then the best part is we're going to have special deals and giveaways going on for everyone who shows up. So you could win something just by coming to our event tomorrow night on Zoom. All the details are at heelsdownmag.com, and then we're asking people to pre-register. It's a quick link. You just put your name and your email address in, and so then you'll get prompted tomorrow on when a reminder of when the event starts.
And I'll put that link in our show notes as well in case you want to attend. So I'll definitely do that. Plus, I think that's a lot of fun. I think I went to last year's. Actually,
I feel like you did too, Glenn.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer's going away tomorrow to look at a horse, so I'll probably have nothing to do. I'll come again. So
yeah,
hang out with you guys.
By.
I like seeing certain horse husbands, feeling uncomfortable. I think that's a perfect thing. Jess is also joining us for Radiothon. You're going to be with us in the 8 to 9 p.m. hour, and you're bringing the drink this year. Every year we have a signature drink, and the signature drink this year is a little more complicated to make, actually. It's the Frosted Cranberry Margarita.
It's so pretty.
It is very pretty drink, and I will say that it has Jamie's favorite alcohol in it, tequila.
Good night. Good night.
I'm going
to get naked and go to bed.
You got to dance on the table first, Jamie. So I would say with this one, though, you could replace the tequila with almost rum or whatever. I mean, you could really.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm going to post, Jess, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this on our Horses in the Morning page. I'm also going to post it in the auditor room so that everybody can see the recipe ahead of time. And Justine's going to lead us in the last hour making the drink. We're actually going to make it on the air, and then we're going to have the ingredients along, and we're all going to make it together, or versions of it. So I decided.
Thank God it's the last drink of the night, people.
I decided I'm going to use. The listener sent me some maple bourbon. And I'm going to use the maple bourbon in it. I think that'll be good. So, because if I use tequila, I won't make it to the end of the 9 o'clock hour.
No, maple bourbon sounds perfect.
Yeah. I got to get more of that, too. I've drank most of it. It's so good. So whoever sent me that, send me another bottle because I'm running out.
And he'll remember you next time.
Yeah.
Hi, Jack.
I think it's been about a year to empty that bottle. But we'll post the link for that recipe too, and we'll do that in the last hour. Thank you for doing that, by the way. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm happy to be there.
Well, Justine, we appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by, and good luck tomorrow in your trunk show.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
The foundation of a horse's well-being is a strong hoof. That's why Calexiquin, the new daily hoof support supplement from the makers of Cosequin, contains key ingredients such as biotin, amino acids, copper, and zinc to support hoof integrity, quality growth, strength, and durability. That's what sets Calexiquin apart from other hoof supplements is the inclusion of vitamin E and selenium, which provide antioxidant support and membrane stabilization. Put your best hoof forward with Calexiquin. To learn more, visit Calexiquin.com. But let me spell it for you because I know you guys always ask me how to spell it. It's CALXEQUIN.com.
Well, before we get to question first world problems, I just wanted to say that I went to my surgeon on Friday. I had nasal surgery, about 5 weeks ago now? And everything's good. He gave me a clear bill, and I'm good to go. I'm released.
Yay.
So
fantastic.
And I think I feel better. I can breathe. It's amazing oxygen, what it does for your body.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, and I think my voice sounds a little better, not as nasally as before. So
sound like Barry White, buddy.
Yeah,
sound like Barry White.
I did tell him again. I said the listeners are very. This time it's funny. He's like this older surgeon, probably been doing it for 30 years, and he said, "Now you told me you do a podcast. Tell me about." He sat and talked to me about the show and the Horse Radio Network for 15 minutes. I think he just didn't want to go to his next appointment.
I was going to say that means there's somebody waiting in the next room, sitting there going, "Where the hell is he?"
He just sat there. I think he was done. It was a Friday afternoon. He was like done. But I said, I wanted to sound like James Earl Jones, and the listeners are disappointed. He said, I tried my best. I did what I could. So, he's a funny guy. All right, let's do some first world problems.
It's time for the weekly look at your equestrian first world problems. This ought to be good.
Yes, that's right. It's time to list the problems that our poor, sad listeners have with their horses. And remember, if you have an equestrian problem, it is a first world problem. That is the world that we are living in. So basically what happens is we go on Facebook on the Horse Radio Network Auditor's Facebook page and post on Sundays. What's your problem? Let's go. Let's hear it. Let it out. And so if you want to participate in this, you have to become an auditor. Glenn, how do they do that?
Just go to horseradionetwork.com, scroll down toward the middle of the page, and you'll see the auditor banner. And for as little as $3 donation a month, you too can become an auditor, just like, scrolling up, Diana Murphy did.
All right. Fantastic. Diana Murphy, she's been on one before. Yeah. So that's awesome. You can do that. And geez, you sounded just like James Earl Jones when you said that. It was weird. Okay. Well, first one comes from Carrie, and Carrie also let us know about this last week. And she also let us know about it this week. And I feel like, Carrie, it's starting to become a little bit of overkill, because she said, I haven't seen my horse in a week because I was in the Virgin Islands for work.
Yeah, for work. Yeah, quote unquote. For work.
Laura says,
who goes to the Virgin Islands for work?
Oh my God, what illegal stuff are you doing?
Careful at the airport.
Somebody's got to take those packages to the Virgin Islands. Whatever's fine. Laura says, I had so much fun riding in the clinic this weekend. It was almost like a horse show weekend, but now I have the same horse show hangover, but I wasn't at a horse show and I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Remember, these were posted yesterday. Yeah. Okay, this one is going to require a little information about the post show from Monday, but okay. I'll get to it. Okay. Celeste says, I had a great day taking my gelding out trail riding with friends today while it was 62 and sunny in November. But while we were cantering across this beautiful open field, he half stumbled and I completely pulled something in my neck and shoulder to stay on him while he got his feet back underneath him. And now I need a lumberjack chiropractor to realign me. Yes, I saw a man. I went to another man and he looks like a lumberjack and he crushed my spine and made me feel so much better.
Has it lasted, or is it the effects gone now?
So you obviously you need a couple but he was like, just come back when you're in pain. And where I was at 100% the next day, I'm back to 75. So I think maybe after Thanksgiving, I'll go in again and get another adjustment. But yeah. Big difference. We all need a giant lumberjack chiropractor with an egotistical attitude to adjust us. Okay. Taylor says, oh, Taylor, I didn't have a reason to use my cute new mini horse blanket because it was 60 this weekend in Kentucky. You said you're getting pretty cold now.
Yeah, we're actually in the 60s during the day and in the 30s at night. So
it was sunny and 75 yesterday here, and I'm like,
you were warmer than us.
I'm doing all of it because guess what? This morning it ain't.
I've got to tell you though, for us it was a relief. We finally our heat finally broke, so that was nice.
It's been hot. Yeah. Jessica, now remember, all of you that did post first world problems that relate to the weather, I can't read those because winter sucks everywhere. But Jessica says, I had to wait weeks for Black Friday deals to start. So basically decide on which smartwatch to buy to replace my Fitbit with the blank screen. We talked about that last week too. The new watch was supposed to be delivered today, and it still hasn't arrived. So I'm so tired of pulling my phone out of my pocket to read text. It's such a drag. God.
I could never, my eyes are too bad. I couldn't read the text on my phone anyways, or my watch.
Yeah.
My watch was too small.
Yeah. But I'd have to zoom in. And it's funny. We went to the racetrack over the weekend and I got to be in a winner's circle photo for Mazuma. Woo! And they gave me a winner's circle photo and I literally put my fingers to it and open my fingers trying to zoom in. I can't see it. But yeah, Daily Winnie 2. Woo, woo, American Pharaoh, baby. There you go.
And I did hear that you were at the track again corrupting your foreign exchange student.
Listen, I don't force her to do anything. I just provide the tools and let her build whatever she wants to build.
From what I heard, she's making you a lot of money. You need to start fronting her some of that.
I told her, listen, what happened last time was I DoorDashed Thai food for her. And it's It's like $1 million. So I told her this time I would get Thai food again, but we're going to go pick it up because DoorDash is like insane. But I won her money. I was like, you get Thai food. I'm going to feed you from our winnings. Yes, we won lots of money. Now, while we're in the middle of this, do you want to tell everybody why you knew that?
Oh, yes, we can now. So in the first, you tell everybody she's your special guest.
I know. So just so you guys know, for Radiothon, Glenn thought it would be a good idea to get Anna on the podcast. Yay! But also not just that. Broadcast live her parents from Germany. And we sat down with Anna's parents and Anna and me and Glenn yesterday on
it was so much fun. They're a treat. They really are.
Yeah, it was great. But we did have to, I did have to admit some things. And I did find out at dinner last night that, yes, once we were done with the interview, I'm like, your parents are so nice. Like, they're so sweet, and she was like, yeah, just, I was like, how do they think we did today? Like talking about the podcast. And she's like, oh no, well, I mean, I think in her English, she didn't understand what I was asking about the podcast. And I said, how do you think we're doing? She goes, oh, there's many things that you do that my parents wouldn't let me do. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I mean, definitely you guys are way different than my parents, like as far as things in the house. And I was like, I was asking about the podcast, not how I'm doing parenting you. Yeah. I get to the bottom of those things.
Her dad was hilarious. He's funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny
They're
dude.
funny.
And their English was excellent. Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all three of them have
amazing.
great English. Her English has improved, too, since I talked to her last. I think her English has gotten better. But, yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. You guys are going to so enjoy that. We talked about how things are different in Germany for Christmas, and they do things a lot differently than we do. So I think it's going to be fun for you to see that in the first hour Radiothon. I think it was perfect. And Anna's such a sweetheart.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
All right, more problems?
Yes. Kaylin says my new Equine Affair trailer arrived today. Yay! But now we're getting snow this week. Oh,
she posted a picture of her trailer. It's beautiful. She has the front ramp coming, which Jennifer loves the front ramp.
It's so cool.
We had one with the front ramp, and it was the nicest thing ever.
Allison, I'm very sorry for you on this one. My iPhone won't fit in the pocket of my riding belt with the case on, so every time I have to remove the case to look at it. Oh my God. I don't know how you survive like that.
Some of these cases, though, are huge now. I mean, they're enormous.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Yeah. Tracy says, my husband has had the gastric flu. So I came home from riding last night and I had to cook my own dinner. Not like I had to nurse my poor husband. No, I left him in the house sick to death and he did not make my food. Girl, I don't know how you're still with him. Okay.
I think we have to do that every once in a while so you appreciate our cooking.
Yeah, sure. Chad's like, you want me to make dinner tonight? I'm like, I don't want pancakes for dinner.
He has a one go-to, pancakes.
Or eggs. He can make eggs. And he's learned how to make boxed mac and cheese. I'm like, how did you survive before me? You were like a grown-ass man when I met you.
He's like the only horse husband that doesn't cook that we know.
But you know what he has been doing, Glenn, all weekend? Is
DoorDash.
Fixing a dang gate.
Yes, I saw that. Sorry, Tara.
Sarah's... So to be fair, Tara did hit our gate, but we decided since she hit the gate, which I wasn't going to mention, but she brought it up. We decided to upgrade the entrance. So it would have been fixed already, Tara. To be fair, it would have taken like maybe 4 or 5 hours, but now he's decided he's repositioning all the panels and fixing everything and changing it. So the fact that he's still working on it is not your fault.
Now it's a 3-month project.
Yeah. We're like, you should see what we have to do now to make sure that, because it's open. So there's like panels and like pallets. It's a mess. Oh, boy. Anyway,
thanks,
Sarah
Tara.
says, Our Kathleen says, Ollie, our donkey, was so happy to see me that he brayed for several minutes. It was so cute. But it was 7:00 on a Sunday morning. Oh, your neighbors hate you.
We have one in the neighborhood too. That it's about 6:30 every morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Christy says my pre-lit Christmas tree lights stopped working, and I spent the weekend removing the bed lights from the tree. But now I have to buy new lights and string them all myself.
Oh, hell no. Throw that tree away. Just get a new one. I never do that.
It's really not great for the environment. Yeah, either way. Once the lights, I've spent years wrapping lights around my fake tree. I'm too allergic to real trees, so don't come at me, all you real tree people. Melissa says it's the holiday season.
I think it brings up, I wonder what percentage are real tree and fake. I'll have to ask that in the auditor room.
Ooh,
I want to know. I think I bet you it's more fake trees than real trees now.
I want you to ask fake trees versus real trees and why.
Yeah, because, we don't do real trees anymore, one, because of the mess it makes, but also, if I get a real tree, I want one I can plant after.
I'm massively allergic to Christmas trees, and I've suffered. My parents had fake trees growing up because I was so allergic. But right now, Chad, he's accepted the fact that we're going to have a fake tree. But every year I have to go over to his in-laws, and they force us to sit in this tiny room and open presents in this tiny room with a giant tree. And I am wheezing. After 15 minutes, it's so bad. And they're like,
oh, you can never visit our farm.
Can we at least move out of this room and sit in the other room that's bigger that doesn't have, whatever.
We have at least 30 very large pine trees on our farm. You can't come visit.
I have pine trees here. I don't know what it is. I grew up in Georgia where it's all pine trees. I mean, I was always allergic growing up, but
indoors?
I think it's when it's in my house. It's confined indoors.
No real
it's slowly dying. Nope. You know what? What I do now is I just don't decorate for Christmas. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we haven't either yet.
Anna's like, why don't you do Christmas? What kind of decorations? I'm like, I've got an inflatable minion that my dad sent me about 10 years ago. I was like, and we'll put up a tree. Yeah, still inflates. And so, I think Chad bought a couple more inflatables at a garage sale. So we'll see how it's going, or from a friend or something. I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, she's like, why don't you do more Christmas? And I was like, because somebody's got to clean that up, and it ain't going to be me. I don't have time for that. Sorry.
Maybe he and Lucas she and Lucas will get together and decorate.
Good luck. Have some fun as long as you take it down. Melissa says, finally, it's the holiday season, and it's the time to spend money on loved ones. But as luck would have it, my horse now has a mystery lameness, so I'm going to spend money on him instead. Yay, horses. That's it. I'm done.
All right.
I'm done.
Well, thank you, everybody. If you want to participate and play along, become an auditor, and we mentioned how to do that earlier in the show. We appreciate all of our auditors. There's almost 500 of you, and we do appreciate your support. And part of that money goes to Jamie and some of the other hosts on the network. So they appreciate your support every month when they get paid. So we thank you for that. And tomorrow, what's going to happen this week is tomorrow is what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is the Chi episode from Chi University. So that's the Eastern Medicine episode. And we have the travel episode later in the week. And also Jamie and I will be here on Wednesday, but no Friday this week. We have off on Friday. So we'll be back here on Sunday. Actually, we'll be back here for 6 hours on Sunday. That'll make up for Friday. So I'll be here for 6 hours. I'm heading down to Dr. Wendy's in Sarasota, and I keep getting messages from Kyle. That's her doctor significant other, Dr. Kyle, who's an excellent cook, and he loves the grill, and he loves to smoke meats, and he's been asking me about all the different things I like. And I said, do you have any of this ingredients for this drink we have to make? Because I'd rather not buy it for 1 ounce of this and that. And he said, oh, don't worry, I'll pick it all up. I love going there to help or to do the show. It's great.
Yes. Yay.
I love going there. They feed me. They give me drink. I'll be happy. So looking forward to that on Sunday, 3:00 p.m. Eastern Time.
read you, but I'm going to read you in this push.